Hi guys, it's me again. This is episode 2 of Sheepishly Cute Yarns. I'm Anne. I live in Ottawa, Illinois with my husband, daughter, and 2 fur babies. I do some indie dye. I also do hand spun yarn. Try to do as much locally sourced wool as I can. I coming to you guys from my nerd cave. And I have some new stuff to show you, some projects I'm going to be casting on. I have some things finished, some things in the process of finished. So we'll just get right into it, and we'll go with what I finished this week. This bag, I think it's this bag. So in this bag I have the second rainbow hat. So I knit one for my daughter. I knit it for myself and then I made it too small, so I gave it to my daughter. But my plan was to knit 2 anyways. So she got the first one and I got the second one. I used Ross from Smells Like Yarn. I used his Ross hat pattern, which is my go-to hat pattern. I love it so much. So I'll go ahead and, don't mind my hair. I'll go ahead and put it on. So I do love the way this fits. It's nice and snug. My hair is in my glasses. So it is nice and snug, but it's not too tight or anything. And it fits really well. Sometimes I do adjust and make it a little bit longer so I can get a little bit of slouch back there. But most of the time it's just a beanie. I use it for knitting hats for my husband. For like winter and stuff, because he had grown his hair out for COVID. He didn't want to go to, the barbershop or anything like that, wasn't open. So he had grown his hair out, and then it was in his face a lot. So he just started wearing beanies. So like, well, I'll knit you a couple. I should have grabbed those. They're over there. So this is the Ross's hat pattern is the one I use. It is free. He does have it on his Ravelry and his website. SmellsLikeYarn.com, I believe is what it is. And you can always go on there and find it. He does have a couple other patterns that I want to work on. I just haven't worked on them yet. But so I finished this hat and I like it because it's nice. It's something I can throw in my bag and like knit on the way to work and stuff, because me and my husband work together, so he normally drives. So I got lucky. I can knit in the morning. And then I'll just pick it up as a little light knitting if I'm waiting for something, or like on lunch and stuff. So I finished this guy, so I'm super excited. It's really hot here, so wearing a beanie right now is just blech. But I knit this out of Knit Picks Felici worsted weight. And I did have the ball band. It's called Rainbow. So it is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. I like Knit Picks wool a lot. Like they're a decent wool to work with, but I love getting indie dyed yarn. I just can't always afford to get indie dyed yarn, but I do have some to show you. So I just love the way this worsted weight Felici striped. It did so great on the stripes, and I don't normally I don't worry about if my stripes line up or not at all when I'm doing it. So I don't even know where my row ended on this. That's how great the pattern works with this yarn, because looking at it, I can't tell you where my row ended and where the yarn, because normally you'll see like a slight slip go up. There it is. I found it. So it's right there. But it's very, you have to really be looking for it, but it doesn't bother me. I like them. They're handmade, so I don't really care, as long as whoever you're making it for knows that it's made with love. I don't think they care. If they do, I don't think you should be making stuff for them. But the next one I'm going to cast on is, and I use the I use Knit Picks nickel plated, a US 8 5mm, and I believe this is their 16-inch cord. I'm not sure. I know it's perfect for hats. And I'm gonna use this other one I got from them. They had a sale maybe a month and a half ago on the worsted weight, so I was able to get a couple skeins. So I'm gonna use Punchbug to make another hat because I love this color. I did knit one of these for my mom in fingering, and she loved the colors, but she said she wanted it just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna try to get 2 hats out of this one, which I think I'll be able to do. And then I might put a pom-pom on one of these or something. I don't know. With it being a beanie, I don't think a pom-pom really looks totally right sometimes. So, because you want that extra brim and you want to be able to fold it or whatever. It does get cold here. So, when it's cold, you want that extra hat and that extra warmth from the fold. So, but the beanie's always good to throw on if you're wearing a hoodie or something in the fall. So I'm gonna cast this on soon. I don't know when. I do a lot of TV knitting. We do, you know, Netflix and different things. And my husband is a gamer, so when he's gaming and I'm just hanging out, watching TV or whatever, I'm just knitting away, you know. So it's something nice to pull out and work on here and there, and you know, it's not a big deal because it knits up super fast. And I have it on one of the project bags that I had made that I showed in my last video. I did get some more fabric to make a couple more bags. I'm super excited because I want to buy all these Harry Potter bags, and they always sell out super fast. And so I was able to pick up some Harry Potter fabric, so I'm going to make a little Harry Potter project bag. So I don't know when though. Maybe I'll pull a sewing machine out later and work on it. So last week I showed you guys my socks that I was knitting, and I have finished one sock, and I cast it on the ribbing for the next sock. So I am using, this is Leading Men Fiber Arts Glow Stick colorway. I believe it's on their Showstopper. Let me see. Because I have another skein right here of a different color. Yeah, it's on their Showstopper Intermission is what I have. And that is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, machine wash, gentle, dry flat kind of thing. But I throw these in the washing machine and dryer. So, but I don't seem to have any issues. But so the cuff and stripes and toe are out of Glow Stick by Leading Men Fiber Arts. And then the pink is Knit Picks Hawthorne. It's the kettle dyed. This one is Aphrodite, I believe, is the colorway name. It's so pretty, just that pink. And that is the pink that it is, you guys. What you're seeing is true to color. And then the purple stripes are just this mulberry silk nylon blend that I got from one of my friends that sells yarn. She has a small little shop. So she had this, and I got it on sale a couple months back. And I finally got to use it, and I just love the different variations in it. It's so pretty. So that is my sock, my colors that I'm using. So I just do a vanilla sock pattern that I've kind of done a couple different patterns, and I have kind of seen what my sock and my foot works for. I have knit socks for my daughter, but she has the same kind of feet as me. She's just a little bit smaller, so I knit the same size. I do 60 stitches, and I just do a 2x2 ribbing for however long I want, depending on the socks I'm making. For this one I did, let me see, I'll measure real quick. Let's see, for this sock I did about a 1 inch rib. And then just switched to, you know, stockinette, just knitting all the way in the round. I do have like a line where I change colors. See it? But I don't really care. I could put it on the bottom of my foot. You never see it. I did not do a heel in this one. And I was weary about doing it because normally I put a heel in there, an afterthought heel. I have knit a heel flap and gusset before, and I don't like, I get laddering and I get holes and it just stresses me out. So I just do an afterthought heel. I like the way it fits. But this one I was like, well, I don't want to do a heel. I want to see how it fits without a heel. And it fits really nicely. I have a big foot. I have a 9.5. So this is a 10.5 inch sock. I believe it's 10.5. Maybe it's 10. Let's see. Ooh, let's see. We got, I was wrong. 13, almost 13.5. Yeah, 13.5 inches. So that, I like my socks to be a little bit longer. And if I am at home, I'm normally have, if it's not ridiculously hot, I have socks, you know, socks on with leggings or whatever. I can kind of put this sock on and you guys can see how it fits. I'll just bring my foot up, see? So, I like the way they fit. It's definitely, I thought it would be like bunchy and stuff without the heel, and it's not. It turned out pretty nice. So I really like this one. So I might do some more of these, but I don't know. We'll see. I did do a Kitchener stitch on the toe. You can kind of see that. So, and then I just do it, like I said, I cast on 60 and I Kitchener stitch when I get to 30 for the toe. So I decrease and then I get down to 30. So, because I've got big feet. Runs in my family. Us hobbits is. Luckily I don't have the hair to go with it. So that is my one sock. And then I did cast on the cuff for the other one. I just haven't gotten very far because I picked up my cardigan and I have just been knitting away on that guy, trying to get it done. And I'll show that to you next. Oh, let's see, make sure I don't lose the stitches when I put this back in the bag. There we go. And that's in my other hand sewn bag that I made, the one that I accidentally sewed it upside down. But it wouldn't be a good story if I had made it right. Okay, so in my basket that I have behind me, it's just my yarn for my cardigan, and then a pom-pom for funsies. I don't know. So I have finished, well, I haven't finished, but I have finished the body of my cardigan. It's so cute. And I said last time that this was Autumn Cardigan by Tin Can Knits. It's actually called Harvest. And it's a super easy pattern. I really liked working on it. I have to pick up stitches for my sleeves. I can't try it on because I always tie this too tight to where I can't get my arm in here to put it on correctly. And then I'm afraid it's going to break and I'm going to lose my stitches. So I will pick up stitches and start working on that. And that won't take me long at all. But I was having a hard time figuring out which color I was going to end on, or if I was just going to keep going with the stripes. But I did end on the orange, just because I just love this orange. Right now it's summer, so it's like I'm all about the neon and the bright colors. But I am going to do the sleeves in green and then maybe the pink on the cuff. I'm not sure. So it's definitely going to be funky. But I knit this in Caron Simply Soft, which is an acrylic yarn, but it's so soft. Like, it's so snuggly. Like, I just want to snuggle with it. So it'll be just a great cardigan to just throw on and just kind of snuggle in with. I'm probably going to wear it at work just so I can take it off whenever I need to and throw it on. But I have to go back through, because in Tin Can Knits pattern, it is a free pattern. They use the same yarn. They don't alternate yarn. So, and I did. So I have all these little spots that I need to go in and weave in my ends and tighten up and stuff so that it looks less like a crazy person knit it. See, there's some holes and stuff there. That's just where I was using the one yarn. So I'm going to go through and kind of sew those with this contrasting color, which is an alpaca blend that I dyed, that my husband had gotten me for my birthday. So, and I still have some of that left, and I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it. But we'll see. I'm sure I can find something. I really, really, really want to knit a big blanket. I knit my father-in-law a lap blanket for Christmas last year, and the colors I used, like a lot of acrylic that I had that was like, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but it was like a garage sale or something. I was like, oh, I could just pick that up, and then I have it. So I was going through some of my stash and working with that, and it turned out so nice. I love the colors. It reminds me of like something that Molly Weasley would knit, and I just love it so much. So I want to knit something similar to that, but I just want a nice big knit blanket. I have crocheted those big, not the huge yarn, but like I have crocheted several of the big Bernat blanket yarn, Bernat blanket yarn blankets, and I like those, but they're very big, and we have dogs, so they collect a lot of hair. So I kind of want to knit something that's a little bit easier to throw in the wash, but still warm. So we'll see. I have plenty of time, so we'll see what I come up with. So yeah, this is the cardigan, and I can't wait to pick up these sleeves. I think it's gonna be so cool. And I do have a buttonhole that I put in here for a button. I'm just not sure which button I'm gonna use yet. There's so many buttons that I could put in that I have that I can use, but I just want to make sure that it works with these crazy colors, you know. And this is the right side. This side is the right side, but it looks really cool with the wrong side too. So I think I could easily make this reversible, because then it's got that cool just like line there. So I really like that. But Tin Can Knits, their pattern, you just knit it all with one yarn. So it's just a beautiful cardigan. I'm probably gonna knit another one just because I really like it, and I have the yarn I want to use for it, I think. So my next color is gonna be the green that I have in my little, it's a nightmare, in my little ball sack, out of leggings. These were my daughter's leggings, and we were going through her clothes the other day, and she's just grown so much. So I was like, oh, these are so cute. And I just cut the leg off, and then, or the ankle off, and then now they're capris for somebody. So we're going to donate those clothes, and someone will get a cute pair of capris. So that's the green that I have left. So I'm going to try to use all of it for the cardigan, just because I don't want a bunch of leftover yarn, because then I don't know what to do with it. So maybe I'll use this for a part of a blanket. But then I don't want that contrast of the different textures. Oh, this was the orange I had left. Still have a lot of orange left. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll make like a scarf or a cowl or something. That'll be super soft. So yeah, that's the cardigan. I think it's gonna fall. No, it's good. Okay, so, and then, sorry, I keep adjusting my shorts. I'm not used to wearing shorts, but it's too hot for life. So then, let me take a drink. I'm drinking coffee. I just love it all the time. So I didn't spin anymore this week. It's just been so hot. But I did pull the wool off of the wheel so you could see the contrast that I am going to use for the other spool. I brought the other spool too to show you. So this is the contrast, and it is variegated. So there is some darker purples under here, but it's spun up really nice. I was getting frustrated when I was spinning it because I just wasn't focusing enough, and I kept breaking the wool, and it was just driving me nuts. So this is what I'm going to pair it with. So it'll just be this beautiful purple. There's some green and stuff under there too. There's a little bit of stellina mixed in these Rolags. They were really nice. So I'm going to apply these together and then maybe make something with them. I'm just not sure what yet. I did grab some of my hand spun that I had done when I first started spinning. So this is a big honkin' one. So this was a cotton blend mixture. So I spun it really thick because I was just getting used to my wheel and how to, you know, draft and make it thinner. And I've come a long way. But also different fiber spins differently. So this wool is something I had purchased online, and it's definitely a different wool, but it's just great. I call it Lemonade, just 'cause it has that gorgeous yellow and white barber pole. But I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm gonna add it. I have it in this bag. Look, it's all crazy. I have it in this bag to mix it with some wool that I have left over from a project I was working on. I picked it up from Walmart. Stick that back in there. It's wool. It's thick, what is it? Wool Ease Thick and Quick. So I have a couple skeins of this left because I had made like a big sweater poncho for winter and Christmas and stuff. So I have a couple skeins of this left. I have three skeins of this left in the just white color, I guess. And then I have a skein of this multicolored left. So I thought they'd be cool, like a thick, like a chunky lap blanket or something. They'd be cool together. But it's hot and I don't want to work with wool right now. Well, that thick of wool. And then I have in there, I have the leftover alpaca silk blend that I had spun, that I used for the, ooh, that turned red, that I had used for the poncho as well. And this is the wool that I had spun, a sweater's quantity of, and then I ended up pulling the sweater out. Just because I didn't like the other wool that I had used for the collar and the cuffs and the ribbing on the bottom. So I had pulled it all out, and I wasn't sure I was going to make a sweater out of it again. I do have allergies, so I have to, if I do use wool, I have to watch to see if I'm sensitive to it being by my face and stuff. So this one wasn't too bad, but the other wool was really itchy, so I pulled it apart. So I did use this with the Thick and Quick, and made that poncho, and that seemed to do pretty good. I didn't really have a reaction to it at all, which was nice. So hopefully I can knit something up, like a nice blanket or something. Maybe I'll start working on Christmas gifts soon. But spoiler alert, everybody's getting knitted items for Christmas. So that, I have that in this other project bag. I did not make that one. I had gotten it from a family member. And then, let's see. I have a project I want to work on that I have the yarn picked out for. And then I have yarn that I had purchased that I want to show you. So I'll do the yarn I purchased first, and then we'll get into the other project. So I'm a huge fan of Leading Men Fiber Arts. They are local to Illinois, and they aren't far from me, but they're kind of a jaunt. It's like maybe an hour and 40 minutes or something like that to them. But they're like halfway between where we live and where my mom lives, so sometimes I like to try to sneak down there. But they opened their brick and mortar store this year, but they're still doing the traveling fiber shows and stuff, which I'm so excited are actually happening, because I have never been to a fiber festival before and I really want to go. So I'm trying to find one that's local and it's not 1,000 degrees out, because when it's too hot you can't breathe. So trying to find one that I can go to, but in the meantime, I was like, well, Leading Man Fiber Arts had a couple new colorways they had posted, and I had to get one. So this is their monthly colorway. It's called Don't Rain on My Parade, and I couldn't even wait. I had to wind it up because I just couldn't help myself. So it's so pretty. Let me take the side off so you can see. Oh my gosh, isn't that great? And I got it on their sparkle sock because I don't have a lot of sparkle sock stuff, even though I'm obsessed with sparkle. So I had to get that, and that is just, oh, it's so gorgeous. So I got that. I got their sparkle sock, which is it's 437 yards. It's 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% Luxor or Lurex. Machine wash, dry flat. But their colorways, I just love them. I have a good amount of their yarn now. But I just love their different colorways. I love that their themes are like, a lot of them are movie based. So like if you're into pop culture and stuff, you can kind of catch what they're jaunting towards. And I just love it. I can't wait to knit these. I think I am going to make them socks because I love the colors, but I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time. I might end up making a shawl or something just so I can see it all the time when I wear it. So we'll see. But I had to wind it up. I was just, I wanted it so bad. And then I did order from them. I got their intermission, which is, I got Poison Apple. And I don't have a lot of red, but red is definitely one of my colors that I like using. So I got a skein of their Poison Apple. It's just so pretty. Oh, this red is just great. So this is their intermission, and it is 231 yards, 50 grams. So I thought about using this for heels, toes, and cuffs on something, but then I thought about maybe I could probably do heels, toes, and cuffs on some socks, and then probably a brim for a beanie or a hat. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna see about doing something, since it's Poison Apple, I think I'm gonna do something Disney themed with it. That would be cool. I'm super excited because, speaking of Disney theme, the people that Tanis Gray, that created the knitting Harry Potter and the knitting Star Wars, is coming out in October, a knitting Disney book. Oh my gosh, you guys, I looked at the teaser and I have to knit the magic carpet. I don't even know how they knit it. I have to. It's so gorgeous. Maybe that's the blanket I'll work on for this winter, is the magic carpet blanket. We are Disney fans in this house. I grew up with Disney. My husband grew up with Disney, and we have our daughter grown up with Disney. I have never been to Disney, but we like the shows and the nostalgia. I think it's mostly nostalgia, but we big Disney fans. We did watch The Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus, the Game Changer. Oh, it's so great. I loved The Mighty Ducks growing up, and my husband hadn't really he'd seen them, but he wasn't like a huge fan of them. So when I was watching Game Changer, he's like, "Oh, this is really good." So we watched the first Mighty Ducks movie, and he was like, "Oh, this is really good." So we're gonna be working through those again, which is fine with me because I just like watching the Mighty Ducks. But so we yeah, we're big Disney fans, so I'm excited for that book. So another colorway that I got from Leading Men Fiber Arts is Fright Night. They just put it out, you guys. Ugh. When I say we're big Disney fans, we are. I am a huge Halloween person. I love the weather. I love the clothes. I love the movies. I grew up loving Halloween. I just can't. I can't get into it with you guys. So when this came out, I was like, oh my god, I have to have this. So normally I'm decked out to the nines during October, September. I start decorating for Halloween in September. I tried to hold off, but I end up doing most of my decorating right on October. Like as soon as October's here, it's happened. So you guys will get to see that with me. Maybe I'll even do a little live of us lighting up the front yard and stuff with our Halloween stuff. So I'm excited for this. I have no clue what I'm gonna make with this, but I think it's going to be a shawl because they have Fright Night in a gradient set too, and I almost ordered both of them, but I have to wait. But oh my gosh, I can't even with this colors. It's just, oh, it's so great. So this one is, again, it's a superwash merino, 75%, and then 25% nylon. It is fingering weight, and it's just gonna be gorgeous. Oh, I can't even. I want to make like a hat and a shawl and just everything. Like so I'm super excited for this guy. I want to knit it up so bad, but I already have so many things wound up and ready to go. I'm gonna have to wait and find just the best pattern. I was looking though, I think I'm gonna mispronounce her handle. I think it's Bad Wolf Girl Knits. She has some beautiful like colorwork yoke, like Halloween and Harry Potter themed patterns on Ravelry. And I think I'm going to get one of those and use this for it because I think it would just be gorgeous. It'd be gorgeous in there. And I think she actually worked on the sweater pattern that is in the new Disney Knits book. I think that's what I saw on Instagram. But I love her patterns. They look gorgeous. I haven't gotten one yet. I got to get one and start knitting on it. I got to finish my robot sweater first though. And maybe this cardigan and whatever else I'm working on. So many things to knit, so little time. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll do like a Halloween colorwork sweater. Ooh, that'll be gorgeous. And then I have a little thing of nacho cheese. So this is their mini skein on the Showstopper base. And so it's 92 yards, 20 grams, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. And this one is called nacho cheese. Just a great little mini. I had gotten it because when they did their Don't Rain on My Parade, they had some hat sets and some, I think they had sock sets too. But I wasn't sure. I really wanted to get the sparkle yarn. So I was like, I wasn't sure. So I ended up getting these two, maybe to go together, maybe heels, toes, and cuffs. Ooh. And these are socks. Or maybe a brim and a hat with a cute pom-pom. They had a yellow pom-pom to go with their hat set for this. And oh, it was so gorgeous. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. There's so many pretty colors in here. It's so easy to just pick any of those colors and just do contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs or whatever. So we'll see. So that's what I have from Leading Man Fiber Arts. And I have a lot of different podcasts and stuff I watch. One of them is Stop, Drop, and Spin. I think that's her name. She's doing Harry Potter knit along, and I have the book, and I bought it as soon as it came out. I had it pre-ordered. I had to have it. I have the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book. Because I want to knit everything in here all the time. Like, every time I pick it up, I'm like, ooh, that, and that, and that. So, I have it. Oh, that's the needle for that guy. I have it, and I just haven't knit anything in it yet. And I'm like, why haven't I knit anything in this? So, I pulled out some yarn, and I am going to work on the Wizarding Transportation Scarf. Because I am a huge fan of scarves, and this scarf is just gorgeous. And it's knit in the round, I believe. And this is knit on a worsted weight, but I changed it up and I'm going to use a fingering weight only because that's what I had. I would love to get the yarn that they use to make this, but realistically, we can't do that. So I picked out some yarn that I'm going to show you that I'm going to use. So the first, it's like you need a smoke color for like the base. That's your main color. So I'm going to use, not that, this one. I'm going to use this. Is a DK weight, but it's a thin DK. I have worked with it before. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. I have knit a whole sweater out of this, and it is gorgeously soft, so comfortable on your skin. I don't mind that it's acrylic because it's affordable. And it's a very soft acrylic. So I'm going to use this for the base. So it's going to be all the tan colors on the pattern. And then I'm going to use this for the platform 9 3/4 sections of it, where it asks for the charcoal colorway. I'm going to use this. It's a grayish blue. It's a gradient set that I had gotten from Knit Picks, and it's like a gradient of a bunch of greens. And this was just like the neutral color they kind of put in to help it gradiently go. So I've got the name of it on here. No. I have, this one is going to be the platform 9 3/4 sections, where it's got the little stars and stuff. Then I'm going to use this. And then from that same gradient set, I'm going to use this one. It's called, I have the tag on this one still. It's called Elliot, and it is Hawthorne. But it's got the green in there, but it's got yellow. I just think it will look so cool. So I'm going to use this for the broom section of the transportation scarf. So this is going to be all the the Nimbus 2000 section. Just because I think it's got like that gold in there. It's just I think it will look really nice together. And then for the night bus section, I have these skeins, these little mini hanks that I dyed up. And this is also Hawthorne, because you can buy bare minis from Knit Picks. So this is also Hawthorne, and I have dyed these up, and I'm going to use these guys for the night bus portion of the scarves. I may have to throw in another purple in there somewhere because I'm not sure I'll have enough. I should, but I think it will just look so gorgeous together. Like these colors, look at, so I think it will just look so magical, and I'm super excited. So that is something I'm going to be casting on once I finish my cardigan, just because it's going to be easy to work with, and then it will just go in my basket and I'll just knit on it when I'm at home and stuff. So it won't be one of those projects that I take with me everywhere. But it says that it's like a 4 skill level, which I'm assuming is probably intermediate, but it's not. Color work isn't as scary as people think it is. I was totally afraid of color work, and just like within this last year, I tried it, and I just love it. I have knit a couple different things with color work, and I just love the difference that you can have a pattern and you can add like a variegated into your color work, and it just makes it so unique, and something like I like those unique things or projects that I can make my own, and I really enjoy doing that. So I'm super excited to cast this guy on. So that's going to be in my basket. And then hopefully I can work on some other stuff. I really want to knit. There's a gorgeous shawl in here in the back. And it has beadwork in it. And I haven't done beadwork before. It's called, I believe it's a Deathly Hallows shawl. Yeah, the Deathly Hallows late knit beaded shawl. And it's got like, the lace work has the Deathly Hallows symbol on it. And then for the Resurrection Stone is the beadwork. Just gorgeous. And I have the beads but I'm not sure about the yarn, what yarn I would want to use. Definitely, it's definitely calls for a fingering weight. Sock weight or super fine. So I just have to see what I find. I think a purple would be gorgeous, but I mean, you could do any color. So I'm going to work on that guy too, I think, but whenever, because I mean, I have the book and all the patterns are so pretty. There's some really funky patterns in here, but there's some really great patterns. Like, I love the different colorwork sweater patterns that they have in here. It's just gorgeous. So I can't wait to get the knitting Disney one. But I'm like, oh no, I have the knitting Magic, the Harry Potter, and I have the Star Wars one, of course. But I haven't knit anything out of them yet. So I have to knit something out of them before I can get the Disney one, right? Right. And if I have to get yarn to do that, then maybe I have to get some yarn to do that. So that is what I'm going to be working on. And I have still waiting for my stuff from Trilogy Yarn, so hopefully